All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Business Blueprints. We are on episode 36, and this week we have real estate investor Quentin Trisler here, and we are going to deep dive into what he's got going on, some stuff going on in the market, and much, much more. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Appreciate it. So, obviously, you know, the big thing, I just had this conversation with a client who actually wants to start doing some real estate investing. How did you start? It's always the question. It's always the question.
And brother, I love that question because actually today, having some tacos at a local spot, and the dude was just confiding to me how he was just over his rat race, over his 9 to 5. And he was like, how do I get into what you do? He sees me coming there, I'm dressed like this.
Sure.
I'm always having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't see some of the spoils that we always got to go through. But
yeah, they don't see that. Yeah.
But he also, you know, he only wants a couple. So, you know, we start, you know, dabbling a little bit, and I'm telling him, he's like, wait, is that all that you got to do? I'm like, listen, I'm giving you the shortened version of 16 years. But when you first started, it was a lot. So if you want to reverse, let's go back to the beginning. Bro, this started when I was 16 years old. Watching infomercials after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in high school, okay? And those infomercials would say, buy our plan to buy real estate, no money down, walk away with a closing check with $25,000 or 30 grand or something ridiculous. Obviously, to a 16-year-old, I'm just like, my eyes are like beaming, and then collect, you know, $500, $600, $700 cash flow. Like, listen, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something that for a 16-year-old entrepreneur who used to sell comic book cards at high school and car stereo equipment to the kids, I was all about it, dude. Little did I know that was the beginning of the Lehman Brothers in the fall of soon to be 08.
Yeah.
So that was what, 02, 03. So I had a little bit longer for it to crash, but dude, that was when I was enamored with it. I wanted to do it. Did the college thing. I mean, it is what it is.
Sure.
Towards the end of the 4 or 5 years of college, I was working with an investor doing construction, and it wasn't too far after that linked up with, at that time, was my landlord, and signed a lease with her. And while signing that lease, she was like, "What do you really want to do?" And I was like, "I want to own rentals." And she was like, "You let me know when you're ready." She said, when my husband and I were 19 years old, nobody wanted to give us a shot. I was, 24? And she's like, "You come to me, you let me know." She's like, "I'll help you out." So lo and behold, 6 months later, house came up for sale down the road, gave her a call. She helped facilitate that deal, bought my first one.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of wild, right? So, like, even here, like, Lindsay, our broker, like, I've had a relationship with her since bought my first flip, like 2012. And like, I'm not a big time agent, but like still the loyalty to it. Like,
sure.
I joined your brokerage, like you helped start all this.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't look anywhere else. I have so many relationships in the game now, but like loyalty's first, you know? You help me, I'll help you any way that I can, and, you know, be a part of that. And I think people get caught up on that. It's so funny is a lot of people get started by relationships. You know, and it was funny because I was listening to Lionel Richie on Joe Rogan, and he said two things about, you know, people that want to do something and people that don't do something. The people that want to do something step forward. The people that don't want to do something step back.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's a funny thing when I always tell people, like, how do you get started? You just get started. Like, I wish there was something different other than getting started. You know, it's, you know, and I said this to a client today who reached out to me and wants to start doing some rental stuff. I said, he's like, "What podcast can I listen to? What book can I read? What can I do?" I said, "Dude, that's all great, but like analysis paralysis is a real fucking thing."
So I just wrote that down in my notes today for some other content that we'll be creating, and paralysis by analysis. Yeah.
It's real.
A buddy of mine wanted to get into this after talking to him about some numbers, and he was in California. So he made California money. And I was like, bro, bring your California money, invest in Pittsburgh real estate, and you will triple your dollar.
Sure.
And it took another year, and then we revisited the conversation, and then he finally pulled the trigger. Yeah. But he still sometimes overanalyzes the deals.
I do. I'll talk myself out of every deal. I really will. I will. I'll talk myself out of every fucking deal. I do. Everyone. I do not like, I'm very weary. I'm very cautious. I'm very, like, I don't like dealing with odd things like weird retaining walls and shit like that. I don't fuck with none of that. I don't
Those are expensive ticket items.
Quirky, weird things. I'm out. I'm done. Like, I'll just, again, I think we talked about this a little bit beforehand. Like, for me, it's not unit count. It's just more like what's sustainability for me. I don't want calls. I don't want any issues. I don't want any, just like, I have enough going on in my life that, like, I don't need to add to the pot. Even our office, man, like, my partner's pushed for all of our last 2 offices. We got to do this office. Every time we've done it, it's worked out great. But I'm like, we can't do that. I can't do that. It's more expensive. Like, like I look at numbers and finances, and that's what I do a lot in our company. And I'm like, we can't do that. We can't afford that. And I'm like, all right, we're okay. You know.
But like we just talked, and prior to starting, I didn't pull the trigger on 3 deals, and now I'm kicking my ass for it. Okay, especially because they were, I owned Boardwalk. It was Park Place. And the price for that was more than I'd ever spent. And I should have just done it. Now I didn't lock up that door or something else. But I get it. I mean, those corks, the retaining walls or foundations.
Yeah, it's just like
those
weird
ones.
things.
Those ones walk away
it's just
from.
like weird stuff,
And those are fine. But if you had 5 on one street and 6 were going to be next door, would you would you do
6
it?
no matter what.
You're taking 6 no matter what.
I have to.
So
because again, like, I always tell people, it was the same conversation I had with that person this morning. I'm like, you need to. I told them, like, number 1, you need to know where you want to invest. Number 2, you need to know what you want to invest in. Like, everything's not for everybody. Like we just talked about, full guts. Yeah. I don't do them anymore. You don't do them anymore. I got a couple buddies. They fucking love them. I despise them.
I did enough.
Yeah.
They take too long. There are too many uncertainties. I mean, in the beginning, I had to. I mean, I didn't. I guess my mantra in the beginning is definitely different than what it is now. But if I can't own a 20-unit building, let's own 20 units all in one neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether it be a mixture of singles or dualies. That worked, but it comes with a lot of other things. 20-unit building doesn't have 20 yards to cut grass in.
Yeah.
So in time we'll sell those off, convert them over into multi-units. Sure. But no, I agree with you. Not one person's investment's not good for another person's investment.
And it's funny is I've talked to, I got a lot of friends in the industry, and I got probably a buddy, has 45 units, super smart dude. Equity's fucking deep. And I'm like, bro, I bet you this dude got more money in equity in his 45.
Oh, bro, we're cash poor.
Most people got in
that's what it is.
200.
Equity rich, cash poor.
Over 200 units that people have, dude. I'm just being super real. There's a million ways to play this game, and that's what makes it fun. I think when people ask for advice, they hear too much and they don't know what's for them.
Sure.
For me, it was like I said, it just becomes. Now, mentor of mine always told me when we were early on, the main thing's the main thing, and I never wanted to lose sight of that. Rentals are secondary for me. So sure. I try and keep as little time into them as humanly possible, meaning just keep it where it's at, keep it where it's manageable, don't go crazy. I've seen these things start to overtake everyone's lives. I've seen when dudes bought all them Airbnbs and shit started getting wild. And
I think we're going to see a turn in that one.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. Listen, I even said it not too long ago. I felt like a prison.
Yeah.
Okay, because I self-managed.
Yep. How many units did you self-manage before you started to feel like you're in a prison?
My new property manager started last Thursday.
Oh, all the way up until now.
So I had 110. And like I said, and I just purchased one this morning. So 111.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's why I would tell people, man, I feel like I'm in a prison, you know? It's the same thing when people spend too much money on the glitz and the glam.
Yeah.
So when you're over leveraged in debt, fancy cars, watches, clothes, you have to sustain all that or sustain the payments. So you have to go to work, if it's your 9 to 5 or do a side hustle or gamble or sports gamble or whatever it is, you're going to find yourself in a. And
there's a lot of that in real estate.
You're going to find yourself in deep trouble.
What do you think? Do you do it the conventional way of private money refinance, or how do you guys operate?
The BRRRR, baby.
Yeah.
The BRRRR, yeah. Hard money lender. Yeah. First 5 years, I was all self-funded.
Sure.
So I was actually I ran a construction company.
Yep.
Made some money off of kitchens and baths. Found a $10,000 house.
Yep.
Needed a full gut. Went into debt, credit cards, refinanced out of them. I even went as far as like, I got something in the mail from Discover, got a personal loan for like 25 grand. I'm like, that's an amazing thing. But yeah, hard money lend.
Yeah.
People hear 15%, 15 points, 2.5 at closing. Listen.
Still fuck with Chris?
Yeah.
I'm in them Chris numbers.
Oh, listen.
I love Chris.
Love Chris.
I
was on the phone with, listen, I will mess with Chris until the end of time.
Me too.
Yeah.
Forever.
I'll
always have loyalty.
I was on the phone with him this morning. We were reviewing a HUD.
That's how we started new construction. He lent on it. He's the only dude that will lend on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we started. I'll forever endure
I called him up this morning. There was a discrepancy on a HUD, and from a previous purchase that were almost identical numbers.
Sure.
Cash to close was different.
Yep.
And once we broke it down, Ryan Fisher from PV, he came in, he looked at things, he explained. And honestly, the numbers looked exactly the same. Listen, I've looked at over 100 HUDs and I couldn't figure it out. And he's like, oh, well, this is what happened. Chris, is there any way we can do this again? And he was like, listen, we don't normally. He's like, what am I talking about? It's freaking Quentin. Like, it's cute. Just, tell him to change the docs. Just do it. Yeah. So
he's a real G.
Yeah.
I love Chris.
Well, I pay my debts.
Yeah.
You know,
always.
Never have a red dot in the back of your head.
Me too.
And you'll have not just a vendor, but somebody who you can do business with for the rest of your life. You have a mentor. Oh yeah, listen. He and I have talked about some things that even though I'm big deep into construction, 22 years of knowledge and experience, but even sometimes he points out some things that I'm like, oh, I never saw that.
So, now that I've I think it's for anybody. It's when you've been in something for a long time and you feel comfortable. When I get around people and I'm looking for something in somebody now, it's your mindset. How are you thinking? How do you thought? How did you handle this? Okay, this problem came up. How'd you deal with this problem? Like, that's the shit that I want. That's how you learn real fucking game. And the thing about Chris is he comes from a place of genuine love and not to just take your money. He's like, hey man,
no,
I wouldn't buy this. Like,
well, he also has to protect his money
for sure,
and any investors
no
he
doubt,
has.
But like, he's honest in the sense of like, is this numbers will probably work, but you're probably not at the level to make this work. Like, that's hard and true feedback. I've heard it from him.
Yeah, but he's also, listen, I've also had 7 or 8 deals locked up at one time with him. I probably had 1.4 mil on the street.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, payments per month were
16.5. I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? But there's also been a couple of things that he has some parameters and standards that he sets in place. And that's for him. And I love him for it because those are his standards. And that's what I also learned was I saw his standards. So I brought those into mine.
Yes.
So I now have standards.
Dude, there isn't a house that I walk till this day that I hear every fucking phrase that Chris has ever told me. Everyone.
Yeah.
Gotta watch this. Gotta watch it. I hear all of them. I hear every fucking one of them because, I appreciate that. I appreciate now looking back when you told me that in 2012. I appreciate that now in 2025.
Correct.
And I think a lot of people won't get out of their own fucking way. My point to the question of the private money is I think private money is the poison to real estate. I say that in the terms of everybody wants to do it, everybody's trying to do it, and I think people bury the fuck out of themselves. And when you pull their books and you pull the private money, I don't think you have as much money as you say you do.
You mean other individuals that are trying to get into private money?
I'm talking about big investors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you pull the books and you pull the records, you're over leveraged and you have all private money and you're actually not making a lot of money. I've watched it too much. I don't know anybody else's books. I don't know anybody else's stuff, but I would presume that there are some people out there. And I think it also then the private money train just blew up and it fucked back in 17 and even before that, there wasn't all these private guys. There wasn't all these hard money guys. There wasn't all these mom and pops.
Are you seeing on the investor end like myself and you?
Yeah. I'm just saying just bigger investment firms that are now doing private money or this or that, have tons and tons of units. Yeah. Very leveraged, 80% plus. I think it's over leveraged, and I think a lot of them have too much debt on the books that's hidden by private money. Because the way I put it is like when you take a deer to the butcher shop, you don't get your deer back.
No.
You get a deer.
Sure.
So like in private money world, you're not getting your money back. You're getting some money back. It's not necessarily yours.
So are you seeing the individual? So you're talking about other individuals that are in the private money game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Syndications for sure.
You know, borrowing other people's money. I've only done that twice. I've borrowed two individuals. You know, I think it was low barrier to entry, 50 grand. I paid them 8% interest, interest only payments. Sure. We ran it, you know, up to a year, and then you know, renegotiated terms. If they wanted out of the deal, I needed 3 months. Yep. Okay, so I did a little bit of private, but I see what you're saying.
And the reason why I'm saying it is becoming all to light now. Ty Lopez, $112 million Ponzi scheme.
Oh,
Feds rated him.
Yeah.
You can see the writing on the wall with that.
Yeah.
There was other dudes in investment groups that I was in Apex, and some other guys that did some bullshit. Like, it all starts to become a thing. Like, again, the cars, the ego, the planes, the clothes, the this, the that.
Living outside the means.
That gets expensive to keep up, brother. You know, and when you when you keep buying units and you keep doing this and you keep doing that, like you said, when you're maximizing your leverage and you're pulling them out to the most ability, and then when rates change to 5%, you're only cash flowing $200. Now you're negative.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, I'll even attest to that.
Sure.
So, you know, I look at mine as like a mutual fund portfolio.
Sure.
Okay, so I have, you know, lower end units, but we design them nice. Higher end units that cost more money, and I don't like when those higher end units are vacant.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why having multi-units is obviously the key. But if you don't have a bunch of multi-units and you have a vacancy out of a single and you have a mortgage of $900 and you're, you know, the rental is $1,500 and it's vacant, that's a hurt piece.
Yes.
Because then if your lower end rental is only making $200 a piece, but you got to make up $900 in mortgage payment, where are you taking it from? You're taking it from here. Yep. So yeah, you can become.
Do you do a deep dive on your assets every year? Do you like look at like again how just like how you said? Do you locate them in like higher end profitability, medium profitability, low profitability, and then track your vacancies throughout them? Because I know you just said you're investing a lot more into systems and processes and things of that nature. So when you say that, like, what does that look like in your organization? Like, what are you now developing for your 111 units?
So we
systems and process.
Yeah, systems and process. We obviously we run Appfolio for our back end property management system, and we.
So do you have your own property management?
In-house.
In-house. Cool.
Yeah, in-house, and then
that's where your construction knowledge really comes into play.
You know, we get to save on first month's rent out the door.
Yep.
We get to save on all my in-house guys that also do construction, or myself. Repairs. You know, is somebody just going to throw this out or throw that out? Are they going to, you know, take longer to repair? So we do have that competitive edge by in-house management. But this past year, we switched over to a new our bookkeeping and our CPA is done by the same person. So we are now able to see our quarterly. Good. And I'm excited to see the yearly. They're a lot more on the ball and on the game than the previous individual that I had. Sure. Yeah. So
here's how it goes.
Who you work with matters.
We don't know. You know what I mean?
You don't.
There's always a duration of like the relationships you started with. You know, I had a call with my coach this morning in construction, and one of their original people were leaving, and he's like, dude, it's like, you know, the win rate group 1.0 is kind of changing, you know, and that was like the original core group, and like that happens, you know, and
it can be scary at times, but uncomfortability, you gotta grow.
I mean, uncomfortableness is just a part of the game, you know. I mean, you don't get to 111 units without ever being uncomfortable.
Oh, listen, it's to get there was, so I did a lot of the construction. I did a lot of the construction myself. I was in there with the crews or with the guys, the hourly wage guys. Yep. And I remember one winter season, I don't know sitting on the couch, Bryan, and I'm like, I can't sustain this. Like, I will not grow. I'm only one person.
Yeah.
How am I going to do that?
Yeah.
So I remember, I don't know, Marketplace, I think is what it was. I just started scrolling Marketplace, looking for houses, hitting up wholesalers, hitting up anybody. And that's when I ended up with 7 properties at one time. I'm like, okay, how am I going to do this? I can't frame all 7 at one time. I can't run electrical all at one time. I can't do plumbing all at one time. Yeah. It forced my hand to hire subs. Yeah. And it forced my hand to move from that technician aspect, taking the hat off and into management and making sure everybody was doing what they're supposed to be doing.
That's the way you learn. You have to. Like, you know, I have a buddy of mine who's in construction. He's stuck at like the sole proprietor type shit. Yeah. Him and one guy, he's stuck at like $400,000-500,000 a year. Sure. He's in like that trap. And I'm like, listen, dude, you're going to have to hire some guys and put some marketing. I was like, because it's going to force you to pull yourself back and become a manager. And then next step would be CEO. I was like, but.
And listen, I've had 3 failed managers, property managers.
For sure.
I'm gonna look in the mirror and say some of them, most of them were, you know, I didn't train them long enough.
I've had multiple failed salespeople because of me. I didn't know what I was doing.
So your buddy would probably benefit from the E-Myth.
Yep.
I don't know if you recommended that book to him. Have him read it, dude. That's
the construction one or the original one?
I started reading the original one, and then once I got deep into the girl baking and muffins, I was like, I don't want to do. I mean, it made all sense, you know what I mean. And then I found the revisited or revised.
Yeah, revised.
Revised.
It's more construction oriented,
and it was all construction oriented. So, and that was the other thing is when I would work, it was podcasts, it was audiobooks. Yeah. Because after college, man, I didn't have any. You know, I was the same. I didn't have somebody there with me every day teaching me. So.
But I got started the same as you, dude. Like, I fell for the infomercial, let's say. We signed up for Fortune Builders. It was 2012. It was like $30,000. Yeah. And like, here we go. You know, but like, again, I mean, $30,000. Like, I look at my life now and I'm like, fuck, pretty good investment.
It is.
Real hard road to get here, you know. But again, I mean, I just tell people too, like, not everybody is meant for 111 units. Not everybody's meant for 10 units. Like, people have to just really identify what they want. Like, what do you want?
I helped a buddy get into it. He designed the house to flip it. He did some math. He figured out, you know, if he flips it, he's got to pay 33% capital gain tax. And then he decided to turn it into a rental, but he had already over remodeled it because he was going to flip it. Then he rented it, and after a year, he just put in some not so good tenants.
Dude, I got my fucking bell rung recently, dude.
On what?
Oh, I misplayed it. Same shit. So I bought a basement unit condo in Mount Lebanon, like $105,000.
Okay.
Needed like 15, 20.
Yeah.
I had ARVs, 175, 180, all fucking day long. Cash, 3 days on market, no fucking big deal. I was gonna rent it. Well, then I ended up buying a house in Florida.
Okay.
And I took a ton of money and parked it down there. And I'm like, fuck, all right, I'll flip this thing. I didn't understand that a basement unit was not very fucking flippable. Block off of Minios. I'm like, dude, you're uptown. I'm like, there's no fucking way, dude, that I don't at least sell this thing. Dude, it sat on market for like 4 months. I kept paying Chris. Plus HOA of like $700 a month.
Kicking yourself.
I'm just getting clobbered. I ended up selling it for like $125. Lost like 45 G's. I haven't got my ass kicked like that in fucking COVID in construction, but like on an investment, years, dude, years. I look back on it. I was like, again, I went into it with this plan. I changed the plan. It's exactly what happens when you change the fucking plan and you start doing all this shit. It doesn't pan out. Like, that's why I always tell people about flips, because like they'll make a plan and then when they start to flip, the whole plan changes. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to win. You're not going to win now.
I've only flipped 4, and 2 were great, 2 were not so great.
Yeah.
And then here in Pittsburgh, I think we're limited, at least from everything that I've seen. So we're stuck with seasons. So if you're not listed by July, and you might chime in on this being a realtor, July, August, it's sitting. Everybody's
have some time.
Everybody's back in school. Yeah. You got football. Yeah. Everybody's getting ready for Halloween, Thanksgiving. People are not moving. So your demand drastically, dwindles. Yeah. So the 2 that I probably took a bath on, I don't know the numbers. We'll know the numbers here for this, from last year to this year.
Chris was like, sorry to hear you took all. I was like, dude, I got fucking smoked, bro.
He made his money. He made his money.
I was like, dude, I got fucking smoked, dog. I was like, you know what,
His
Chris?
best investment is you and I.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the house.
I fucking told Chris, I was like, Chris, this is a great reminder to stay in my motherfucking lane. Like, I buy single family houses, dude. I don't buy basement condos. I didn't know shit about condos. I didn't know shit about HOAs. I didn't know a fucking thing. I'm like, oh, Mount Lebanon, 105. Like, wow, look at these ARVs. Like,
I don't like anything that somebody else has their hand in my pockets. Like HOA,
dude,
that's just another hand in your pocket.
Dude, they made it such a nightmare. I was trying to sell. I had all these questions I needed answered. The fucking building was so old. Like, their panels were all mislabeled. Everything was fucked up. Like, again, just told me, Bryan, I told you stay in your fucking lane. Buy your 900 to 1,100 square foot houses that you love.
Backyard for the dog.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what are you fucking doing over here in Uptown? You ain't got no being over here. Look, got smoked.
Did someone convince you on that one?
No, but my homie affirmed it.
So wait, earlier you told me you didn't want to do the offices, your partners, but you'll buy that thing.
Dude, I was like, there's no way I can lose money on this. Because
of Minio's?
Just like the location of everything else. And I'm like, dude, I'm right at Uptown. I'm like, you can walk to all the nicest shit in Mount Lebanon. I'm like, even for like 150, somebody should buy this. I mean, and I even got great feedback from an agent in Mount Lebanon who's like a big agent, younger dude in Mount Lebanon. And I priced it at 180. He's like, bro, this is priced great for nobody. But hey, that's the lesson you learn, man. And like, I don't cry over that shit. Like, it was more just like, listen, take the L, move on.
It's a lesson. We learned.
I just wanted to get out from under it. Like, I wasn't holding on for fucking dear life.
No. That's addition by subtraction.
Where Chris came back into play is he always told me your first offer is your best offer. And I got a fucking first offer at 125. I tried to get them up to 135. They fucking
left.
See ya. Second offer, 125 cash, closed in 15 days. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll fucking take it.
I had one of those happen.
I'll fucking take it. Just get me out of this for the love of God. Closing. I think I got $3,000 back in closing. Dude, I was balls deep in this thing, dude.
But you know what? Listen. You learned. I learned. Look, I've taken a bath on some things.
But but unfortunately, like, that's how you learn in this industry, man. It's the same as business. Like, we learn by losing money. Like, we learn by making mistakes. We learn by somebody poking a hole in our, our systems and our processes. We learn by this. We learn by that. I have some pickier clients right now. Super, very nice people. Awesome people. Very picky. They poke some holes in some of like our just the expectation of a client. So we've been fixing a lot of the client experience lately just because of like, you got to listen to your clients. Like, that's the reality, man. Like,
they have what you need.
They just are giving you honest feedback.
Well, honest feedback, but at the same time, I mean, they have the check.
Yeah, they're paying the bills.
They have the cash.
For sure, they're paying the bills. And you always want to, like, your next person should always have a better experience than your last person. You know, and that's the way I look at it. And yeah, I think a lot of people get in their ego and they're like, oh, everything's fine. I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. But like, everything could be better. Everything could be worse too, though.
Yeah, getting feedback. I know for us, and that's why I said we're going to start putting more in infrastructure in our personnel. With tenant retention is where it's at. Sure. If you don't take care of them, I don't care what it is. Yeah. Something within reason that needs to be done. Yeah. They're out. Yeah. Because I always hear you always hear like the bigger, every year we got to raise it $100, no matter what. Do you do that? Do you raise your rents every year? 5% every year? 5%. Yep. Yeah. Is that for inflation, or how do you base that 5%? Cost of living, and then we got to look at city taxes. Yeah. So they just raised them last year. I mean, because I think you said before we got on, a lot of your portfolios in like the Elliott West, like that Banksville. Yeah. I mean, West End, Mount Washington. Yeah. That's all city of Pittsburgh, though. It's all city of Pittsburgh. Yeah. So, and most people don't say anything about it. Yeah. 5% is cool. Yeah. Every once in a while you get somebody that bucks back and what's this for? And it's taxes. How do you handle it? We just tell them that straight taxes. Up. Yeah. Cost of living and taxes. So, and when they do challenge, I wish I had the time to explain to them what they should be doing. Because if they're just waiting for their 3% increase, then they're always going to be behind. Okay. And most people don't even get their 3%, or they're not performing on a level to ask for 5%. You know, they're just on that rat wheel, just doing whatever they're doing and collecting a check and doing whatever they're doing on the weekend. And then, when we have to do business, we have to do business with you. So they're going to get their 5%. And it's the cost of living, it's taxes. Lawn care guy raised his costs, you know.
Everybody does.
Cost of tools go up, cost of materials go up, everything goes up. So
the cost of materials, that overage is becoming fucking insane. We're getting
it's never going to go down.
No, but like we're hitting like increases now, like 15%. That's fucking ridiculous. That's like absolutely egregious.
Now, how do you handle that with the cost of the homes that Hemlock handles?
Same shit, right? So like we start getting notifications somewhere around November, and we tell people like, hey, if you're on the fence of signing, there will probably be a 20% hit to you come next February.
Yeah.
Like, sign now, I'll eat it. But I can probably lock in a lot of your pricing.
Absolutely.
2, if you don't, and you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. But like, it's, how much are we going to raise our price per square foot or that type of stuff? And it affects everything because we have a giant vibe board that has an Excel file on it and basically drop files all of our like upgrades. And if you want to go from a tier 1 to a tier 3,
sure.
Dude, I have to redo that every year. It's unfathomable amount of data entry that like we've already put into place, and it's every year because now we're like 5% used to be the norm. Now it's 10, 12, and now like we have this giant delay in vinyl windows from Pella, like 14 weeks. I'm like, what are we in fucking COVID again? Like, what are we doing here?
That's wild.
Like, I'm just not understanding what's happening. And
windows hold up everything exterior.
Everything exterior. You can get the rough ends, but you can't do nothing else. No. No insulation. You're not moving into drywall. So we've been moving utility work up and doing it that way. But like, still, it's like nobody told us this was happening.
Yeah.
Zero. No, like, hey man, we got a problem down here. It was like, hey, you ordered these windows? Okay, well, they're missing.
Sounds like it's time for a new vendor.
Yeah. Anderson, they're all kind of the same right now.
I know.
And it's just like, it's a tough go. And like you said, and the issue is I've had problems with every window except Pella.
Okay.
Never leaked.
Really?
Anderson 400s leaked. Frost in the corner. Brought the reps out. They're like, you didn't install it right. I'm like, that's how you guys always do. Why do we even have this meeting?
It's always
I knew you were going to say that.
It's always our fault.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. What,
yeah.
Are framers that you know how easy it is to install a new construction window? It has a fucking flange on it. Like, my kids can install a new construction window. As long as it's level, it has a flange on it that it is pretty much idiot-proof of just nail and go.
That's wild. I don't have to deal with a lot of that. I mean, we deal with a lot of, replacement windows.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
We deal with a vendor down in the city.
So I always like to do on my single families. I always like to try and bulletproof them, meaning like roof, windows, furnace, AC, water stuff. Other than that, it's all cosmetic. How do you analyze your single families? You kind of look at it the same way, or?
Yeah, especially because at the end when we're refinancing, the bank and the insurance company always wants to know those big major pieces.
I was going to ask that question too.
Yeah. So, always a new roof. Always, if it's a newer furnace, we'll leave it.
Yeah.
No AC, we add AC.
Yeah.
Hot water tank, we just replace it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who installed the last one, what kind of maintenance was done on it. And then a lot of times we switch them over to electric, just with these old houses, so we don't have to line the flue. Just switch it over. Yeah.
Because I don't like running shit out of them fireplaces.
No,
because you're just going to get water from above regardless at some point.
Correct.
It just eats the shit out of everything.
Correct.
So
yeah, we definitely try to bulletproof them. Done. Honestly, self-managing, and I was the maintenance technician for so long.
Yeah.
I always tried to
repetitive problems now.
I remodeled them so I wouldn't have a problem. So
number one repetitive problem. It's always plumbing or some shit. It's usually that. I'd love to hear your feedback though. Mine's always like a plumbing issue.
What kind of, it's these basement sewer traps.
Yeah.
Always these basement sewer traps. When we get huge heavy rains, it's those downspouts. Some of them are still tied into the sewage drain. A1 sewer flow, $349. You know, you can call the local guy for 100, but like he's not coming out for a day or two. Tenant's all jacked off.
Oh yeah.
Basement's full of shit water. Like
it's fucking gurgling, spitting everywhere.
Heat turns on, grabs the smell, throws it through the whole house. Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing, but it doesn't happen all that often.
Yeah.
It just, and when it does, and then sometimes there's collapsed P-traps.
Yeah, it turns into spirals.
Yeah. But other than that,
because that was going to be my secondary question with you is when you get up to the big unit count like that, I had a buddy of mine even this year, he had to replace 15 roofs.
Really?
Yep. Got a notification from his insurance company to replace 15 roofs. He's like, bro, I got to put out 70 G's.
He just neglected them. Or didn't do them when he did the purchase. See, that's why I like doing them during the burr process. Just get them done.
That's how but that's again, like I like where you're at because I'm the same way because I look at some stuff of in the same instance where if it's not that he neglected it, I would say, I think it's just, again, you didn't put it into the initial round of investment and got flagged, you know? You just never know with the insurance companies and shit like that.
That's so wild. I mean, unless... And see, that's what depends on the type of investor he is. And that's where I think you and I have a leg up. I mean, I have my vendors, and for what I pay for a bundle of shingles is different than somebody else.
Sure.
You know?
Oh, he in-houses all his stuff too, and smart dude. It was just, again, I think over the course of time, you know, however long you may have held them, it was just, you get whacked all at one time.
Sometimes people say if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
There's a lot of truth to that too.
Well, you know what? We just replaced half a roof on a place. Oh, hold on, hear me out. So previous investor that we bought this portfolio from only replaced half the roof.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're in an acquisition, we're selling, and the buyer took a picture of that roof, and I'm like, I'll put it on for you. No worries.
The other half.
Okay, I'll put the other half on for you. I'll put on the other half, no problem. She was very thankful for it, but, you know, I just couldn't believe the dude did what he did. I mean, and I should have done it right after I purchased it.
We had a guy. We went and looked at a rental property on Sunday on the market over by where we live, and the homeowner actually ended up being there, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, I replaced a portion of that roof." I'm like, "Why didn't you just replace the whole fucking roof?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Bro,
did he do the work?
1/3 of it."
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, 1/3 of it.
He didn't want to climb on the other portion of the roof.
I was like, "Yeah, but like." This thing's like 7 square. Like, I don't even know if it's that, dude. Like, just did 1/3 of it. Looks real weird now.
He probably doesn't know what a square is.
Yeah. I was like,
he probably bought a couple bundles.
Yeah. Like,
he got halfway. He got the one side done.
I was like, bro, this thing kind of is like, okay. All right. So.
But to be honest with you, those are the guys that we like to buy from.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not hitting on them. It's just, they're not as knowledgeable. They can't do the work. You know, their contractor whacked them too much, you know, and they need out.
Yeah.
So
I think the second biggest question too with a lot of people is where do you find the deals? So like, where did you find a lot of your deals?
I mean, in the beginning, it was
boots on the ground.
It was boots on the ground. I would drive around in the neighborhood, make phone calls for FSBOs.
Yeah. Because the game's changed. The game's changed a fuck ton.
Agent brought me
16 years.
Yep. Agent brought me a couple deals, and then so that 5 years, 25 to 30. I mean, I was a knucklehead with my equity cash outs, and 30 got a hold of hard money. And once you show up and everybody now knows you're a cash buyer, the good wholesalers call you.
Yeah.
They know that you farm that area. They know that they're sending you a contract that day.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 1, 2, 3 Main. I know you just picked up 1, 2, 4 Main. Yeah. You know, that's all it is. Yeah. They call me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of wholesalers in the city. How many are good ones?
A lot of wholesalers. They just changed that deal.
Yeah.
In what, January? You got to have a license now or have to hold it with someone?
So how many do you consider good?
I just deal with one now.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I like the loyalty. So he doesn't do cattle calls with me. He doesn't, you know, he sends me the deal before he sends it to anybody else and lets me, and he has a certain amount that he wants to make on it. Although earlier I said I saw the assignment this morning, and like I said, I should have negotiated. But he now knows I buy in that area, so he's going to push the envelope. But he calls me, "Hey Quentin, I got this deal.
Nice.
How much do you think it's worth? I don't have it fully locked up yet." I said I'll buy it for X. So he actually brings me in almost on the deal. So essentially,
Because so he's not like a bigger firm. He's a small.
Oh no, he's a big firm. He's a big guy. Okay. But sometimes he lets me. He's like, "What would you pay for this?"
Nice.
So he doesn't have the house fully locked up yet.
That's how you fucking do it, right there.
That is how you do it. And I think where some of those wholesalers got themselves into some major trouble was, say I'm a wholesaler, Bryan, you called me. You want to sell me your house. One, I'm not the buyer.
Yeah.
That's, I think, everybody's first screw up.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, I let you dictate the house. So you tell me you want 100. So I'm like all excited to get a house locked up. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it from you for 100. And I'm going to go over here and put it on Marketplace or my list of people for 125. That house isn't worth 125. Okay. It might be worth 130, 140, fully remodeled. Mm-hmm. So wholesalers got themselves in a jam. I remember and that's now they're reducing prices.
We're backing out of contracts.
You're backing out of contracts, which is giving wholesalers the bad name. I remember right after the real estate crash, a buddy tried to get me into, a whole vendor deal. Cause he was back then it was helping people getting out of jams, saving their credit, buying the house, either buying it on assignment, renting it while it's still in their name.
There was a big reverse mortgage problem for a while too.
Yeah. Yeah. My gram got caught up in that.
Yeah. That was in like that Bush era.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dealt with a lot of that when I was doing acquisitions.
That hurt.
I helped a lot of people.
Hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, I helped a lot of people. We had to call the banks. We negotiate reverse mortgages with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to learn that process pretty well.
So
wild.
I think, wholesalers can put a damper on some things just by being greedy. That program that I was just mentioning that my buddy got in or was bringing me into around 08, 09, 2010 because of the crash, their assignment fees, they were just trying to make 5 to 10.
Yeah. That was the normal fee back then.
5 to 10.
Yeah.
So now you got people
40.
trying to make 50. I've seen 60.
I've seen some fucking six-figure numbers.
I retreaded on one deal.
Yeah.
I don't like to retread. Yeah. I don't. I think it's bad business.
I've seen some big ones.
But I was also younger and I didn't do my numbers right. And, my eyes were bigger than my belly. And then when I saw his assignment fee, I was just like,
fuck this.
I was like, dude, you're not about to make 70 grand off the deal.
Fucking bangers, dude.
So
I've seen some bangers. Yeah, no doubt, man. It was weird because pre Matt Simmons, there wasn't many fucking doing it like that, man. And when I had him on the podcast, I was like, thanks for fucking everything up.
He was I don't know a lot about what he did, and I've only been on the phone with him a couple of times, but he was a monster.
Dude.
Talk about phone calls, making that million in his first year.
1-2.
Him. Didn't have a call center. Him. Banging the phones. I hate banging the phones. That was my first actual corporate job, and after 11 months, I got out of it.
The discipline with him is the thing. I went to his gym prior to when he got started with this. So he was already in business. He sold a couple businesses prior to this. Sure. So he had some money, and he says that. But that doesn't mean you're going to succeed.
No.
For 9 months to a year, he watched everything there could be known about wholesaling and then just fucking dominated.
Re-engineered it.
Dominated.
It's good.
Because it wasn't here in the Pittsburgh market. No. And, he's dude, it was me and him nonstop when I was with Urban of just getting deals. Yeah. He was our number one fucking competition. Muffy was in there a little bit too. And those guys were all great. I love those guys. I still have a great relationship with them. Muffy still throws me lots and shit that he finds and things of that nature. But
those boys love cattle calls.
Yeah.
That's why I never bought from them. I love their hustle and I have mad respect for all of them.
Yeah.
Call me a little selfish, I guess. But, I got cash. I'm ready to close.
I've seen some, dude,
I don't like to be...
Speaking of Mount Lebanon, I've seen Simmons knock some shit out, dude. That was 70s, big fucking numbers.
And so I call it a cattle call, but that's almost like that eBay auction.
Yeah.
Okay?
And Bryan, dudes earned it.
Yeah. No, they did. Listen, and I love that for them.
When you're on the other side of it, you're like, fuck.
But you still got to maintain the numbers.
Sure.
So you got to make sure, even though, we know what those numbers are now because we've seen their assignments and stuff, but you still got to do your due diligence.
Yeah,
you still got to break it down.
For sure. I mean, at the end of the day, it was, those guys built a hell of a business doing that stuff. And, like I said, there's a lot of that got weeded out in January with the whole, wholesaling shit to shit. Like
Yeah.
that just kind of stopped happening. Like drug dealers were trying to get into it with like fucking 10 grand in money. And I mean like low level dudes that like didn't understand the game of business, or like, well, this is like buying a pound and flipping it to fucking 30 pounds. I'm like, it's not really the same math, but like, okay, cool. I come from the same background, but like that's not computing. You know, like I don't know, man. Well, it got weird there for a minute.
They heard those big rips that people were
getting.
Huge
rips.
And
because everyone wanted to get in like wholesaling that Penn Hills bullshit. Like everybody was doing it.
About that. Oh, okay.
Just like, I mean, the numbers are cool. Like you could, wholesale them for 100 grand or 160. Get a spread of like 40 in the middle, which is crazy. Because we were buying them out there in 17 at like all you need is 50.
You don't even need one a month. You could do one every 2 or 3 months,
dude. I mean, that's a
and make a good living.
Dude. It's a big rep for sure. And like, kudos to all those guys. It was just like that when Matt came into the market and blew the fuck up like that. It changed the trajectory of real estate here in Pittsburgh, in my eyes.
I would agree. And like I said, I've been on a couple of those. I mean, it was 10, 15 years ago. Yeah. But like I said, I just didn't like the cattle call.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be pinned against, and I had my numbers locked in, what I needed it for, and I had deals coming to me, so I didn't worry about it. But they did what they did, and good for them. Sure. I haven't seen too many of his deals come through. I think the wholesaling game. If they're good, they then start taking advantage of those cheap deals, and then they start building their own portfolio.
Sure. He did huge, enormously in the first few years. I mean, his fucking portfolio is giant now.
It's good,
but I look back on like some of the dudes in real estate that have kind of changed the trajectory of the city, and I would classify him as one of them guys for sure.
Absolutely.
It was weird to be a part of too, and we were like at Urban in like 17 era because we were trying to flip 100 houses a year, which was fucking insane.
That's wild.
Like just unfathomable amount of shit was going on. And the knowledge I got was incredible, man. Watching them kind of move and pivot. And that's when Ryan was young, and it was, Arch was, shout out to Arch, man. Like I put him on the same train as the Simmons. Like Arch is probably one of the main dudes I've learned so much from in my career at the most pivotal times of just like, you want to talk about a dude that doesn't care about the limelight. You want to talk about a dude that doesn't care about clothes. You want to talk about a dude that doesn't care about showing out. You want to talk about a dude that doesn't want shit involved with shit. It's Arch, for sure. Like,
who's this?
Arch Fonzarelli.
I've never met Arch.
Partners with Urban Capital and Homebuyers of Pittsburgh. He runs the construction side. That's why you don't know him, because he don't want you to know him. It's just stacked. Dude knows more about construction and his efficiencies and all the way they were doing shit. I learned crazy amounts from that dude. I sat behind him for almost 2 years and just learned and listened the way he talked to subs and vendors and set up packets and the way they were, streamlining their offerings and what they did in flips and just shit that was just so early.
Think about all those nuggets that you got too while getting paid.
Oh, dude. Make great money too.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I'm just, being there, being involved.
Yeah, being there.
You're learning from them.
Yeah.
Like, all their experience.
Yeah, dude.
Essentially for free and getting paid for it.
I look back on it now and like, I'm like, dude, it was great. Because again, like the things I learned there, I took with me, you know, and that's like you said, take what works and you leave what doesn't. And what's not for you is not for you. And them guys are crushing it, man. And it's good to see. And I wish the best for them. And I wish the best for a lot of guys in, the Pittsburgh market that have been doing their thing for a while. Because, like, dude, here's the reality of it. Like, even when I first got into the game, like, I didn't know all the guys that were, like, holding big units. Like, Joe Calloway was, like, the one, because Joe put himself out there. Joe was, like, I didn't know anybody else back in 2017 that had 600 units.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy fuck, dude. That's, like, unfathomable a number. Now, like, everybody's kind of got, the bigger players all kind of got 600 plus.
Yeah.
But, like, back then, I was like, holy shit, dude.
The dude that I worked for, he had 100, and I thought that was impressive.
It still is.
It's definitely still impressive. And I remember being, 23, 24, and he started taking me under his wing, rocking this old school S10, and he didn't care. Yeah. Ripped up, just Hanes or Fruit of Loom T-shirts. We were picking up paint one day, and lunch and whatever, and he went to the P.O. box. got out all his envelopes, started opening up, and he only did money orders. He wanted guaranteed funds, okay? Money order, 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 money order. And I'm just sitting there, stack of money orders, and I'm like, 100 doors, huh?
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. But I forget who it was back then. John Costello? I think he had 250, 300 back then. That would have been, let's see, my son was born in 2008.
There was a couple dudes, I think, in the Millville area that had like some big fucking numbers, giant numbers back then.
I'd be curious to know how some of those dudes have now. Yeah. They had giant numbers back then.
Like 1,000 units back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some big dudes, man. And like, again, hey, kudos to it all. I love watching people, do all that. And I love, even getting to 111, dude. It's a crazy number. It's a big number, man.
I'm good. You know what?
That was going to be my question to you is like, how has it changed your aspect and your view on the game?
You know what? In the beginning, you always say, when I have 5, I'll be happy. When I have 10, I'll be happy. When I have 20, I'll be happy. 50, happy. And I loved the hustle. And then I was like, well, I knew if I had X, then I could hire this person full time. If I had Y number of properties, then I could hire this property manager, and then I'll be free. You're never free, okay? I mean, unless you just give it to a property manager. Correct.
Yeah.
So being at 100, I can say over 100, I am no more happy than where I was 16 years ago. The happiness where I'm at now is... Dude, it sounds super cliche, dude. I'm just happy where my feet are planted. Yep. Happiness is a mindset. It's not a number in a bank account. It's not the car, truck you drive. I mean, it sounds like, but yeah, I'm content.
It's real as fuck though, dude. And like what you said is real as fuck. Like I want people to understand that because there's so much allure in the money and the number. And like, dude, it doesn't change shit.
Doesn't. And like I said, you'll just build more of a prison. Or like when people do syndicates, bro, listen, I don't want to own, or I would not own it. I would just managing it. That's why they have LPs. Sure. Okay. And so you're the managing partner, but you owe, so many people's hands are out. So do I own, or does my company, because I manage the company, for example, own 450, 600, 1,000 doors, but I have 100 people's hands out per month. And then at the end of the month, what am I making? Now, I know some of those guys, they're building big equity plays. They're going to exit. Maybe.
Because that's the only time you actually make money.
Correct. So all the during, it's all like a lost leader. So they're doing all this work. And again, are they happy? Yeah. So now that's a question for them. But I can tell you for me, sure, there was a moment at 40 now, I've changed my mindset. Yeah. If you would have asked me 5-6 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, dude, let's do 300, let's go. But I thought that was an ego trip. Yeah. That was me trying to keep up with the Joneses. Totally. Or I would see some of the local guys and I'd be like, why is that not me? Why don't I have that? Yeah. But dude, I tell you what, man, I got tripped up with it.
Totally.
Okay. And I wouldn't say I would.
There's always a hit of ego in real estate that you have to get over, and business. I had to get over it.
And I wouldn't say I got depressed over it or anything, but I started thinking like, why am I not going faster? Why am I not going this? Why don't I have that? Yeah. And dude, it actually got me inside my head for a minute. And then I had to realize that's their race. That's their plan. Stick to yours. Okay. I'm a big faith-based guy. So my prayer with my creator for God, what do you need me to do? Yep. So that's why I said at 100, 110, and after the sale of these 2 properties or the 2 pieces of the port, we'll be under 100. And I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with being under 100. There'll be other ones along the ride that are going to come up. So
you're not young. I mean, you're not old.
No, I'm not old.
So like you can play as much games
although
as you
sometimes
want.
in the morning,
I feel
snap, crackle, and pop.
I feel
you know what I mean?
For sure. Totally get that.
But I can still put on a tool belt and I'll run around with the youngsters, you know. But that's what it is, man. So at 100, I'm good. I think now it's the whole buy back your time, put the systems and the processes in. I want to do some more traveling. My kid's 17, dude, rocking his 1997 Civic. So back what we used to have.
Fucking love it.
5-speed. Yeah. So slam. Dude, he got a set of coilovers and all the way down. And he was like, why can't I get the jack underneath? I'm like, you got to put a 2x4. I got to roll up on that. But
hit a bump, it just bounces for the next mile.
Yep. so those are the times, and you know, I built the business, sacrificed time with him, and now that he's, you know, old enough, that doesn't even matter. I should have, you know, spent more time with him. But building the business, the focus, the ego got into play, and no, not anymore.
So what matters now? Number one,
time.
To you. Time. How are you spending it now?
More peacefully, you know.
What's that mean? What's that mean for you?
So, like I said, you know, new property manager. We're going to bring on full-time maintenance tech.
It doesn't sound like peace.
Well, it's peace because those guys will handle it. Yeah. Those guys will be in there. So my piece is time with the dog, books, time with the kid when he gives it to me.
Oh, I know.
You know?
I hear you.
My dad always references Cats in the Cradle. You know what I mean? I don't know if do you know that song?
Yeah.
So it's like, he wanted to spend time with me. I was building the business. I want to spend time with him. He's out running around with his friends. But now, like, he just hit me up the other day and he was like, we going to go see Tron? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, don't flake on me like the last time. I'm like, dude, it was you who chose the friends over me. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So, but I want to just,
it's good.
Picked up the guitar a little bit ago, started strumming on that. So that's the piece. Listen, man, there's always going to be the desire for, how many Lamborghinis can you drive at one time?
One.
So why do I need more than one? You know, I drive a Raptor, it goes super fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good.
I got that shit out of the way in my 20s. You know, I had a big ego run, made a lot of fucking money in my 20s the wrong way. And, lost it all and fucking did stupid shit with it and learned a lot. And I don't give a fuck about it. You know, what I do give a fuck about is like last night, my kids were after a full day of doing shit and, hey, Dad, you want to play Frisbee? Yeah, I definitely do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally, I definitely do. Yeah. Because there's only, you know, my wife and I, we're doing I'm on 75 hard and shit with the team. And we were doing our evening walk, me and my wife, and that's been a big thing for me too.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I've really failed at in life is the real connection to my wife. I've never allowed her or loved her the way that she should be loved. I've changed in so many fucking ways, man. But that's always been a hard one. It's hard to open up. You know, we are very armored humans. I'm reading Dare to Lead now, and it's all about vulnerability and the armor we put over ourselves. And we were just talking about, like, you know, another summer down. You know, how many more summers do we have together? And then the craziest thing was the rush of emotion of her not ever being there. That fucked me up, dude. Like, it fucked me up to like the point where like I was really almost ready to cry. You know, and I've never let myself get to that point. You know, big bad fucking dude with tattoos and felon and been to prison and all this other shit. I'm not that fucking guy. Like, I'm a super loving, sensitive human being that loves the people around him. And, you know, that's what we talked about. You know, for me is the experiences, just like you said, with my kids and all the other stuff. When they want to give time with me, I will always say yes.
You have a short window.
Yes. I'll always say yes.
You know, I was never married, but 4 or 5, you know, 4 failed relationships. My fault, their fault, spent more time in the business, wasn't present, whatever the case may be. Wrong person, wasn't compatible. But, you know, there's a piece when you were saying about loving your wife. So Ephesians 5, it talks about love your wife the way you love the church. So, or the way Jesus loved the church is what it was. So that's where my shift has been, more into my faith, more into, you know, giving, being that vulnerable. We don't have to be big, badass individuals. We do still carry a lot of weight. I don't think a lot of people understand that.
A lot.
But being present, showing up, dude, I have a couple buddies that have some younger children, and I've had conversations with them, and just don't fuck straight, don't fuck it up.
A lot of everyone
be there. You'll always be able to make more money. You will never be able to buy back that time.
The biggest mistake I ever made in my life was trying to get to $1 million liquid, and it meant fucking nothing. Nothing. My wife looked at me at one point in our life, and she's like, "You have like 700,000 in fucking cash.
Yeah.
What the fuck is $1 million?"
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get it.
I know.
Lost it all.
Yeah.
Made dumb decisions and stupid shit over
or time. Yeah. What's 700 versus time with her?
I was fucking 27. Like,
I understand,
bro. Like,
I understand.
You know what I mean? Like, it was. it was things I look back on now and I'm like, it didn't matter. It never did. I don't care. You know, I told her that. I was like, you know, we live a very simple life. We live a good life. We live an honest life. And that's all I can ask for out of this game. And that's why I asked you that question, because I think too many people that want to get into this think you're going to get rich as fuck, and you will eventually. And you can if you work super fucking hard, you know, but there's also another side of that it steals your life. And people don't realize that. There is the ultimate sacrifice you will give up chasing this dream at some point, and that is time. And it's just how much is cool, you know? I looked very early on when we did the construction side, and I was like, I need to hire out every fucking thing that I suck at immediately.
Well, that's 100%.
You know, I'm not
somebody that's going to do it better than you.
Our first hire was like is going to be our COO, and like she is the detail person because I move at 5,000 miles an hour. Correct. And I look at no fucking details. I read no contracts. I do nothing. Like I could sign all my shares away there, and I'd never know because I don't fucking read shit. Yeah. But like, you know, I knew that I needed them people in my life. I knew that if I was not going to give away all my time, energy, and effort, I had to give away my money.
Correct.
I'm okay with that. Like, people don't get it. It's not that fucking complicated. It's money or time. You're going to give up one.
You are. Money's a tool to get time.
That's it. Like, I love to work. I do. In the winter, I have really no hobbies. I'm a big boater. So, like, when it's winter, I don't do shit. So I'll work a lot. But when it's summer, everybody knows, 4 o'clock, I'm fucking out of here.
I understand.
I'm going boating.
I understand.
You know?
You do the barefoot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wake surf.
Yeah.
I prefer the wake surf. Yeah. But no, you're right. You can have all that money in the bank, liquid, being alone or by yourself. I mean, I don't want to wish anything, but imagine if like the wife was like, Bryan, you care more about this than this. Like, I'm gone. Yeah. You would have exchanged that
in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, dude.
But once it's all done. So, and
that's perspective.
It is perspective. Yeah. And that's why, you know what, just recently I started doing some media content and putting it out, and I'll, you know, we'll get into some more meat and potatoes over as time goes on. But, you know, hopefully, you know, you saw the infomercial for Fortune. I saw the infomercial for, you know, rentals, and hopefully there's some other people that'll see our content. And like,
that's why I asked you the questions I asked you, because there's a level of change that happens when you play the game. And like, the level of change that you've seen in the 16 years of doing this is what people really need to hear. It's not about how the fuck you got there. It's not how about you got the deals. It's not about how you got started. It's about, hey man, I thought this was cool then, but this is cool now, because that's real shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's real fucking game. And I don't know how to tell people any other different. You know, if you've made it in this industry 16 years and you've acquired what you've acquired, your thoughts, your feelings, and your loves have changed.
100%.
And what was is not now.
Correct.
So like, that's what I look like in a lot of people, is like your mindset.
Well, and both of us started young. So once at a 20 for a 25-year-old, is way different than once for a 40-year-old. Now, not for some. Mm-hmm. For some, they still, you know, want to live that life. But I've seen some shit. I've gone through some stuff, and
it's like my assistant, our admin. She's 23 years old, dude, and she's super talented. And like, I've been trying to set her up on the right path and set her up with some shit. Like, I was like, listen, you just listen and follow what's going on. In 8 fucking years, you're gonna be a fucking beast.
Correct.
You're gonna win.
Don't worry about getting it now.
No,
just
doesn't matter now.
You know, everybody. You know, my joke is everybody wants the Ferrari tomorrow. Doesn't happen. And
everybody wants the journey, but they don't want to climb the mountain.
The trials and the tribulations.
And they're different trials, man. Like, you know, we're learning all new shit.
I learn every day.
You know, like, our price point has gotten bigger, so we're learning how to deal with longer cash flow cycles.
Sure.
Like, phases of construction are now 2.5 months, not a month. You know, so they're drawing out our draws longer. Our cash flow is based upon work completed.
Sure.
Payroll's $50,000, still comes every 2 weeks.
That's not stopping.
Nope. And, you know, another thing about it is like, okay, so we have net 30 with our terms and vendors. Well, this phase is taking 60 days, so I got to pay that.
Yeah.
You know, 30 days till I can recoup my money now. So now I'm negative in the fucking build. So yeah, it's like, how much cash do you have to have on hand? You know, everybody wants to suck all the life and the money out of your business, and you cannot do it.
Well, everybody thinks that money's their money.
It is your money, but it's how you utilize it.
Well, how you manage the money.
Yeah.
So, and I think I was just talking to somebody this today. No, yeah, this morning. So started as, business not too long ago, and, doesn't have a QuickBooks set up, doesn't have any other, payment processing set up. And I'm just like, dude, you got to have your system set up. You got to have your processes. One, look professional. If you're doing handwritten receipts or Word document stuff, you're soon to fail.
Yeah.
But again, everything changes. It's a learning game.
Fuck. There's levels all the time.
Every new level is a new devil.
I tell our team all the time, we've only been doing this 6 years. We are just getting started. We're getting ready to expand to West Virginia, and we're going to expand to Maryland and do some other shit like that. And like you said, new level, new devil. But for us, it's figuring out what is possible here and what is not. So I think top of market for main market here in our area is probably somewhere between 15 and 17 million a year. That equates to about 12 customers a year, somewhere around that range. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's about 20 customers a year. And I think it's easier for us, instead of going north to way more competition, I'll go south into Wheeling and Morgantown, which has the same clientele that I deal with now. So I don't have to change my business model. I don't have to change my marketing. The land's cheaper, and I don't have to change as much. I'll have to change some. We go to Deep Creek just because it's more vacation stuff. It's not like you're buying it to live in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's more vacational stuff. But I think we'll be able to create over the next 5 years probably another $15 million market across 3 different new platforms, and stabilize at a $30 million business at some point and see what that looks like.
The business side is great, and I mean, obviously, that's going to equate into income for yourself and
I don't even give a shit about any of that.
But the people that you're going to be able to bring on,
dude, I love our fucking team, man.
Correct.
I do. We have problems just like everybody else, dude. But it's all internal battles now. Like, oh, well, this person didn't tell us that this changed. Like, it's just shit like that, dude. Yeah. And because we have 7 departments in our office now, so it's like, who took the baton and fucking dropped it? That's all. That's most of my day. That's me figuring out, how did this get to here, but it fucking fell somewhere in the middle and we lost $5,000 because somebody didn't tell somebody something. That's most of my day.
5K screw up.
Yeah, dude. Our screw ups now are so fucking expensive. It's unfathomable. And I tell people too, in construction, if you're going to get in construction, get ready to do concessions. You're going to do a good fucking bit of them because that's the reality of this game. And, but again, dude, when you look back on your journey, it's the same way I look at mine. When I first bought my first flip to where I am now, I'm like, oh my God, what did I knew nothing. Nothing.
Oh, listen, I go into my first rental, duplex, $8,500.
Yeah. I knew nothing.
Walked in and I was like, all right, we're going to figure this game out. And I'll walk into the basement of that place. Upstairs, finishes are nice.
Yeah.
Finishes are great. But I look at plumbing and electrical wires the way I ran, and I'm just like, what were you doing? Yeah. So everything that I do now,
I was doing whatever the fuck I had to do.
Yeah, get it done, pull this PEX, just get it going.
Yeah. I need a draw.
I didn't have a draw back then. No, that was I think that was.
I need to save some money.
That was mom and dad's credit card. Lowe's credit card was for that one. But no, now if I'm doing a panel box, and I probably won't ever do another one ever again. But I got some artsy in me. Most people look at other things at night. I'm over on there on Pinterest. I'm like, all right, what can we design? What can we do, right? But my panel boxes, when we drop in that Romex, it gets bent full 90. Drop in, looks good. So. When I look at my old stuff now, I'm just like, just let me get in here and get out and shut the door. It all functions, it works, but yeah, where we came from back then to now is different.
It's an awesome game, man, because what it does is I probably have a core group of friends. Chris is one of them. We meet with 5-6 guys once every quarter or so, and we all do different shit. Everybody, we're all in the same game though.
Yeah,
we're all in the same game, playing it differently.
That's it.
You know, I tell people that. Like, some people like Section 8, some people like this city shit, some people like suburbs, some people like this, some people like higher end, some people like, you play it however the fuck you want to play it.
That's it.
You can all make money. What can you handle? You know, like, how much can you get punched in the face? That's going to be the determining factor of how big you get.
How many times you're going to get back up?
Yeah.
Cliche as it is, take a punch on the chin.
I've been really working on my attitude because, like, when we just had our, like, dude, last month we brought in probably our lowest income in 12 months. And, like, we probably put out 3 times what we brought in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was talking to our operations manager, and I was like, I don't know, like, all things considered, I thought I did pretty good. Like, I didn't fucking, you know, like we fucking did shit, but like, I handled it pretty well, didn't I? Am I okay? We live? Like, I didn't fucking yell, did I?
Do you snap out? You freak out?
No, yeah, I will.
Are you?
Fuck yeah, yeah. Because like, it's because of fucking COVID, dude. Like, when we went through COVID and built 17 houses and lost $11 million, like, and I was bound, dude, and I was juggling bankruptcy by like the fucking tips of my fingertips. Like, anytime money starts moving in a wild manner, I'm like, we're fucked. We're fucked. Even though I'm like, dude, you've seen the cycle before. You're fine. Give it fucking 45 days. You'll bring in 2 million. You're fucking good. I don't see that at that moment. I see like,
oh no,
so fucked.
Well, and you know the 2 million that's coming in is already spent. It's already paid.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm like, we're so fucked. Oh my God. You know what I mean? But like, I try not to let the fucking balance sheet start to determine how my attitude is.
You can't, dude.
You know?
You can't. Listen.
It's not my wife's fault. It's not my kid's fault. It's not really anybody at work's fault. You know?
Dude, it's all your fault.
We're dealing with all these like bigger projects. We wanted all these $1.4 million homes that take longer and this and that. And again, like we talked about before, and like we're just getting everything we asked for.
Oh, I absolutely have gotten everything I've asked for.
Every fucking thing.
But you know what?
Life looks good though.
Life does look good. You know what? It's put me through some things that I didn't expect to walk through, challenges, growth. I wouldn't change this for the world.
Yeah. What do you think your biggest growth's been?
I mean, other than that personal growth, just inside is changing, understanding. So that's why I asked if you were a snap out. So for me, it's remaining calm.
Yeah. No, I'll go fucking ballistic.
I used to.
I'm the one. So in the company, there is 3 partners, and it goes like this. There's one guy who just doesn't really. He'll never lose his fucking cool.
Stone cold.
Just nicest, happiest fucking dude. Dude. And then there's one in the middle who like is a little bit older than us, been through way more bullshit in building, and like just has a fucking level head, man. And then there's me, who fucking blows a fucking gasket over every goddamn fucking thing. Emails come in. We're handling some shit right now, even before we even got on, just with some other shit. I'm fucking not thrilled. And my partner's like, what do you want me to fucking do? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm the guy. I'm overly emotional. I am. I'm overly emotional.
And I have. I'm
definitely overly emotional.
There's been some vendors that I probably snapped on in the past couple of years that
fucking lost my shit.
But man, I really try.
I try, dude.
I do.
Dude, I try so hard.
What kind of music do you listen to in the morning?
I try not. I listen.
What's your jams? You get in the truck after the kids get off to school. What does Bryan put on? What are you streaming?
I try and listen to podcasts. Okay. So on the way home, though, it is the gangsters of gangster shit. We're gonna fuck with some King Von. We're gonna fuck with some King Von. We're gonna put some Dirk. We're gonna do. I was in the drill scene like when it first like. I love that shit.
I understand.
Yeah, it is probably not the shit I should be like putting into
after a day of work.
Fuck, I mean, I might as well listen to like Guar. You know what I mean?
And that's where I only brought that up, and that's why, because there was something not too long I was listening to. Somebody else from a podcast. They were saying that they were listening to trap.
That's
in
it.
The morning.
That's what I listen to.
Trap in the morning. Okay, are you full trap?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, and I know I would listen to that when I would go to the gym. But I noticed if I was listening to that in the truck, full on road rage.
Oh yeah.
Like, and big truck, get out of my way.
For sure.
road bully.
Yeah,
My boy calls me a road bully.
I'm not too bad with that, but it'll definitely get me to the point where I'm fired up, dude.
Well, and that's why I say so. Like mine now is, and I like the podcast.
I try and not listen to music now until I feel like I've earned the day. So like I drive my kids to school every morning. We have conversations. It's great. We listen to music. We sing.
That's your time with them.
It's my time with them. I listen to podcasts on the way to the office. I listen to some other shit. Then when I'm like done with my day and I'm like, okay, do you feel good about your day? I'll listen to music because it makes me enjoy it a little bit better when I keep it from myself a little bit.
Sure.
But like
listening to music that the mood that you're in though. It's like dumping gasoline on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When I want to fucking kill a vendor and I put on some King Bond, I might come slide on you for real.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, where are my fucking windows at, dog? I'm gonna put that mask on.
Yeah, you're gonna drive there to his house.
That's how I feel. I don't even know you, bro. I don't even know you like that, honestly. Like, I'm over here just conjuring some wild shit. Like, I'm like, bro, you need to back the fuck off. You ain't gonna do none of that, man.
He just clicked some buttons, bro.
I'm a declawed cat. Once played the game. I don't play the game nowhere like that shit anymore, man.
All bark, no bite.
The problem is like, I want to keep it that way though. But like,
we have to.
I got some real bite. I just don't want to let it out.
Well, yeah, especially for where we're at and on a higher level. And
now, because like I'm getting lawsuits and shit from like our competitors. So like now I know where I'm at on the spectrum.
You're getting lawsuits. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love it.
Oh, listen, I think it was
because it tells me where I'm at in the game.
I don't want to reference them too much, and we're just going to say it for what it is. But
that's why I'm not referencing who mine's with. But
no, not that. I remember it was Trump. He said if you're not being sued, you're not doing something right.
Yeah.
And I remember that phrase like years ago, and I was like, what does that mean? Like, I don't want to get sued, but
I don't want sued by a client, but I'll take sued by a competitor.
No, but the thing is that means somebody's either. You have something going on, or they want something from you, or there's something substantial there, especially if it even gets to litigation.
Yep.
That means you're on a good path.
Yeah.
You're doing something. And look, people are going to come after you.
Yeah. I mean, it told us that I now know that we are in the fucking ball game. We are in the game.
That's it.
And like, again, I mean,
you stepped on somebody's toes, and somebody's now.
I took too much market share.
Wow, that's why I said you stepped. Okay, you didn't step on their baby toe; you stepped on their big toe. Yeah. So and now they're. It
was all out of design, though. I think for us is our business is the point though. It's not a Ferrari; it's more like a barge. Sure. Decisions we make last 6 to 12 months, but the bigger guys, you ain't gonna beat us. You're fucked. Like, I feel bad for you now in a way. I don't, but like, our process is so much different than everybody else's that we reinvented we're the new landscape of how this is going to be.
It's good.
And
when that always boils down to the client,
it comes down to the client experience.
That's what I was about to say. Client experience, how that client is handled.
Yeah. And we improve on that, dude. Like, our team puts up with so much because we are nonstop evolving. Good. Nonstop, dude. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we have 9 people in the office every day that don't really leave, and all we're doing is fixing shit every fucking day. Every day.
So I'm glad you touched on that. So I would say, and that's where when you asked me about my shift, is I ran 6 gear, nitrous. You ran
fast as fuck. If you're doing 111 units, you still don't have a lot of processes.
Exactly. And that's what it was. It was a lot of grinding. I mean, even when houses were cheaper back then, I mean, we were doing a remodel a month, 30 days. That was the goal. 30 days, get it on the market, refi it, get in the next one, get them to fall like dominoes. But the client experience is key, whether it be tenants or whether
it matters.
Tenants are clients. Yep. So in a contractual agreement, they're called a leasee, but listen, they're clients.
They got the money.
Well, they have what I need. Yeah. So, and I've always
it's a mutual win-win.
It is. And I've always wanted to give them more than what I've been giving them. You should. And that's why shifting the process is it's good. Is key.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, I came from a one company I worked with. It was home theater. I'll just leave the name out of it. But dude, I remember working in like the vice president of Heinz Corporation for the rest of the world. House. Wow. Up off of Mount Nebo Road. Okay. So there was the vice president of Heinz, United States, and then there was vice president of Heinz for the rest of the world.
Global. Yeah.
Insane house. Yeah. Booties, walk in there, had to watch our swearing, everything. Essentially, I didn't even talk. I let like the lead installer handle with the client or whatever. But just that experience, I learned that, and then leaving with good experience, picking up all your stuff. So and tenants, dude, they might view it as paying their rent, but they want a good experience.
Yeah. They want a nice fucking place to live.
Well, if not, that's why they leave.
Yeah.
When we do tours, I get people who come in, they're like, the last landlord never fixed anything for 3 months.
I hear it every time.
I'm not doing this. They're not doing that. This leak in the corner. Can I believe he?
Every new tenant I get, every single one airs out their prior tenant.
And I'm going to be fair.
But dude, I'm not going to say I built the game.
And I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect. Listen, and that's where putting in the processes and the personnel and getting there, and obviously we let people know, look, if it's heat, no water, look, we're there within, hours. But, if your door's off the hinges or this and that, like I think there was a dude.
I look at it a little bit differently, and I don't want to piss anybody off in construction who loves construction, who does construction. I don't really do a lot of it. Again, I can go out and hang with the boys.
Sure.
But I think office work is more important than construction. Construction always figures itself out. And what I mean by that is your planning and your preparation is more important than your actual fucking actions. Because you can just go do shit with no plan or prep and it will turn out fucking terribly. Or you can plan and prep and then do some actions and it turns out way better. That's the reality.
This is where I love the 6 Ps. 6 Ps? Heard of 6 Ps?
Yeah.
Proper planning prevents piss poor production. Yeah. So you do that proper planning and it'll all work out.
It matters.
It does. Yeah. So I would jump on that in the office, handling the client, making sure they're comfortable, making sure they're okay, and then that filters down into the construction.
Yeah.
So
I love it, man. I love what you got going on, dude. I love the mindset shift you've had over the last 16 years, dude. I think you're on a great journey. You've built something cool. You've done what a lot of people love to do. Now it's just getting your stuff in place and finding your place of peace. That's why I asked you, what's peace?
Yeah.
For me, when I talk about peace is just being able, I said it the other day, I want to do things that are, spiritually enlightening. And that's it. Barefooting and family and, spending time with those that I like. I'm very, 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 very particular about my time. I say no a lot to a lot of things. Just because, again, I don't do lunches, I don't do coffees, I don't do any of the networking shit. I don't want to do any of that. If you want to talk to me, I'll absolutely set up a Zoom call and give you time like that. But I don't have time to a lot of that shit. And that's even with some family. I'm like, listen, this is my family. This is what really matters to me. And, that's just the way I look at it. And, I've said this a million times on this podcast and everywhere else. All my decisions are based around the 3 women in my house and all the people in Hemlock. How does it affect those 2 groups?
That's it.
That's it. That's how I live my life. If it's cool for both parties, fuck yeah, let's do it. If it's not good for both parties, we should probably look at this.
And I think that also should trickle down into even anybody non-entrepreneur related, 9 to 5. What are you doing on Sunday that is going to affect your family life on Monday?
Sure. I am the most intentional motherfucker with every minute of my time. My calendar is 4:30 gym, this, gratitude exercise, get ready, gym, fucking text my wife at noon, It's, read, this, that. I am very, very intentional about my day. I'm very intentional about how I plan my time. Almost to the point where it's a little too OCD'd sometimes, but
yeah, but
I'm structured that way.
I heard something years ago, and
that's why prison wasn't a big deal for me.
Prison wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
If you treat your life like a hobby or your business like a hobby, it's going to reward you like a hobby. You treat it like a business, it's going to reward you like a business. And I don't mean, and then I said life, so I don't want to say treat your life like a business because I think that's counterintuitive. But having those regimented pieces, like you just said, you make sure you text your wife. You make sure you let her know that you're thinking about her. She's on your mind. maybe she's having a bad day, and maybe just getting that text changes the world. But maybe years ago you didn't do it, and
I didn't do it for a long time. Yeah, there was. Yeah, dude, she caught the lefts and rights of the business for a long time, and I regret a lot of that. I think a lot of entrepreneurs do that and they don't speak on it. I think a lot of people have a lot of punching bags in this game and they don't speak on it. I regretted that, dude. It's probably my biggest regret out of the whole game.
It's okay, but you're there now, and that's all that matters. And the kids know that you're there. I love that you do the barefoot. I think I saw something the other day. Your little one now barefoots, right?
Both of them.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking slam, dude.
Love it.
Pick her up and talk to her.
Love it.
Fucking scorpion like 3 times on her face. Fuck yeah, dude. She
boy.
hit hard, and I knew. Yeah, she just had to have that moment with me where you're all right, you're good.
Well, now she knows. Now she knows what it's like. Now she knows what it's like.
You just got a shitload of water up your nose. You're all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's I try and instill in my kids the exact same things that my dad instilled in me. What's super cool now is my dad works for me, so I get to continue that. And we sit in the same office now, and he sees the game, and he'll look over at me and be like, "Hey, I don't really know shit yet, but what do you think about this?" You know what I mean? I'm like,
so he's not learning from you.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's kind of cool. It's, we started together, won together. Yep. And I think that's been probably the biggest highlight to my career. And be there for my father when he needed me, when he retired, because he didn't know what he was going to do. He's like, "What the fuck am I going to work? I got to do something."
You needed a purpose.
Yeah. And I'm like, "Bro, you ain't going to work nowhere. Come work fucking me. Fuck you me. You're coming over here.
Yeah, we're going to bum around, hang out all day long, make money together."
Yeah, man. He works 3 days a week. He fucking loves it. Everyone in the office fucking loves him.
Dude, that's great.
And it's been great, man. It's, again, it's been a ride that I didn't see happening, coming from where we came from and all this stuff. And we've earned it, dude. We all should be proud. You've done a lot of cool shit. I've done a lot of cool shit. And it's been a great conversation, man. I really thank you for coming on and sharing your story and your journey and your growth. I think that's the biggest part that people need to hear is what you thought was cool in the beginning ain't always cool now. And I don't think it's talked about enough. I think it's, it's too glorified that we're just all going to be rich and drive Lamborghinis. And that ain't the fucking reality.
Bro, you can't snuggle with a Lamborghini in your bed.
Fuck that car.
No.
No.
Listen, like I said, I see my kid, man. He's pulling this motor, and we're getting greasy together. And I got a project car that's awesome. I'm working on it, and
it's great.
I see him getting mad. But now, like you were saying, advice between you and your father, he also saw all my growth, and he saw Dad wanted this, Dad wanted that, Dad's on the phone, Dad's doing this, Dad's always busy, and he started picking up some of those bad habits. Yeah. And now, before he gets too far, I now, for lack of better words, just hopefully can correct some of those pieces so he doesn't be, an entire knucklehead.
It's good you're acknowledging him, because a lot of people wouldn't. They don't want to self-reflect and have self-awareness enough to be like, okay, I did this and this isn't good.
Oh, dude, I was not a good father.
Yeah.
I wasn't, people can presence with a T, it's presence with a C. And it's super cliche, but bro, I lived it. You know what I mean? I was there, but was I there? Yeah. Saturday or Sundays, on the phone. Yeah.
That's the shit that I try and do a lot more is okay, this phone got to go.
Got to go, dude.
I don't let them have them for the simple fact.
Yeah, I gave mine. I thought we would have more of a connection because he didn't live with me full time.
Yeah,
and in fact, it just was an attention for him, and he didn't care what Dad was texting.
Totally.
So yeah, I love that you have that intention and you're spending time with them, dude. Because how old are they?
8 and 10.
Yeah, dude, that's critical.
Yeah,
that's good, man.
Yeah, it's been important. It's been especially everything on the water. It's been a dream come true. And none of it had to do with Lamborghini or money.
Listen,
none of it. I used to have the $200,000 plus boats. I don't have none of that shit, dude. I have a simple ski boat, and life is so much fucking better.
You know what? I almost upgraded the boat this year. And I was like, you know what?
We talked about it last night, my wife and I.
Did you? Yeah. For a new boat?
Yeah.
Listen, my 65,000 Axis A20 does just as much as what I need.
Totally.
Listen, I'm not ripping behind a wakeboard.
Yeah.
I'm not Sean Murray.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not blowing out ACLs.
We were kicking around. I was like, do we go 19G? Like, what do we do? Kids, you like surfing? I love to wakeboard again. You know what I mean? And the kids are surfing. Like, oh no. But because I was like, we barely even used the pontoon this year.
Yeah.
Put like 12 hours on it. Put a ton of hours on the barefoot boat. But who knows? My wife was like, let's just see how things go.
I know.
I was like, all right.
The boy loves the wake surfing, so that's why
awesome.
I resonate with that.
Yeah,
That's
you
time
take all
with
his
him.
friends out and shit. You're the cool dad. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
This year he didn't make it out. He was busy. He got his license.
Big man.
Big man. Chauffeuring everybody around, going to all the places, Mr. Important.
You have to change that.
Man,
You have to be intentional.
You and I
about
both
that.
were there.
Yeah. Dude. From 17 to 33, I was non-existent. Yeah, for fucking
man.
sure, dude.
That's why I try to grab him, man.
Yeah.
And that's what we're supposed to do as parents. We'll see. He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
Yeah. We'll have to link on the water, dude. Get there, get everybody out and have some fun.
I've never barefoot.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you like to slam, you'll be all right.
I don't want to slam. Wait, when I would try to do wake to wake on my wakeboard, man, and you hit that thing, it feels like hitting a brick wall.
I'm pretty good on a wakeboard too.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll do some of that for sure. But yeah, man, thanks for coming on, and look forward to the next conversations and where we go from here, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.